In this video, I want to discuss how you can use System Restore to protect your computer. Not only to protect it, but to keep it running nice and smooth. Now, one of the reasons you want to use System Restore is it's possible that one day you turn on your computer and there seems to be something wrong. Maybe it's just running a little bit slow, or something's out of whack. You click on something and nothing happens and so forth. It's possible that your computer could have a virus or maybe some malware that got loaded to your computer while you were on the internet. Different reasons that you can use System Restore. However, before I go into that, first and foremost, you want to make sure that you have a good antivirus software that you can depend on. I used to use Norton at one time and McAfee. They were up there in the top 4 or 5 antivirus softwares, but I don't think that's the case. Not pleased with Norton or with McAfee. Right now I'm using Not 32 antivirus, and to complement that I also have Malwarebytes anti-malware. That seems to be working fine. So that's first and foremost. You want to make sure your computer gets scanned with something that you can depend on, software you can depend on. Careful where you go, what you click on, so that you don't download any viruses or malware and so forth. But occasionally you're going to turn your computer on, and like I said, it's going to be a little bit slow. And sometimes it could be that your settings were changed, and maybe because, like I said, of a virus, or it could be that something was malware was downloaded, or maybe somebody, maybe one of the kids in your family hit some keys on your keyboard and change some of the settings. That's happened to me before. System Restore is a good way to put your computer back into the past, where it was running well at one time. So let's look into that. I'm on this computer here. I'm using I have Windows 10. I upgraded to Windows 10. This computer is about 6 years old. Upgraded to Windows 10 toward the end of the summer, and just recently got the big fall update that a lot of people have been talking about. So it's loaded on this computer. So it's Windows 10. I'm going to click the Windows icon and then X, and I'm going to, in this menu here, I'm going to click on System. Okay, then here on the left, I'm going to call in System Protection. And then here it says, you can undo system change by reverting your computer to a previous restore point. So we can take the computer into the past. The problem though is you have to have some points. Okay, so let me click on System Restore. And I'll click on Next here. And I only have one restore point here because, like I said, I recently got the fall update for Windows 10. So your computer will periodically create these points, especially when some critical updates. You can see here on November the 14th, 2015, I had a big Windows update. This is the one they call the fall update, and it's the first major update for Windows 10, and it's a critical point. So the computer or the system set up this point right here. So if things were not going well right now, I could go back to this. I would highlight this and then click Next. In a matter of 10 minutes or so, my computer would go to the past and my settings would be changed. Okay. Now, it's important that you have these points. Like I said, your computer or your system will create these points periodically, especially when there's some critical updates. But you can create these on your own. So let me show you this first. Create. Okay, so here in this menu here, it says create a restore point. So I'm going to click on create, and then you can call this anything you want. So I'm just going to call it a test point. And the date and time will appear at the time this thing was created. So I just click create. Okay, this will take a few minutes, so I'll go ahead and edit this when I do the video, so it doesn't last this long. But it's creating the point, the restore point. Okay, so there we have it. The restore point was created successfully. Okay, so now I'll do this periodically, at least every week or every couple of weeks, especially if I get on the computer and everything is running smooth and I like the way it's running. It feels good to me, so I'll go and create the point so that suppose the next day something changes and the settings get messed up for whatever reason, I can go back to that particular point and everything is back. And then just to make sure, then I go through and scan the computer with my software to make sure, okay, if it was a virus that was doing it, then the virus is gone. Now, I do want to point out that on one occasion, I got on my computer, this was before Windows, I upgraded to Windows 10, and before I had the software that I have right now. I think at the time I had Norton. And I somehow clicked on a pop-up, not knowing. I think it said something like, I went to this website and said, are you sure? Then I closed it, and it said something like, are you sure you want to leave this this page? And I clicked, I said yes, and I think it turned out to be a virus because my computer froze and I couldn't do anything. So what I did is I shut it down, and then I was able to turn it on through safe mode. So that's another way, because sometimes there's certain viruses that'll take complete control of your computer, so you can't do anything other than to shut it down or turn it on. So in that particular case, I went ahead and shut it down, but I went and turned it on, and through safe mode, I was able to use System Restore to take my computer back a couple of days. You don't want to go back too far, because keep in mind that any Windows updates that were loaded during that time span, you're going to lose. Now you can always download them again. Okay, so if I went back 2 days and any Windows updates that I had the day before, I would lose them and so forth. But that's no problem. Okay, so I like to go just a day or two if things were okay on that particular day. And then on the case that I'm talking about with the virus, what I did is in safe mode, I went through System Restore and took my computer back a couple of days in the past, and then I turned it on. It worked okay, but just to make sure, I went ahead and downloaded a new software. In fact, the one that I have right now is not 32. Scanned it several times, and it worked fine. On one occasion, one of my grandkids somehow got access to my desktop, and she hit all sorts of keys, so everything was just messed up. My screen was all messed up, and instead of trying to do it manually with the menu that I have here, I just used System Restore, and that took care of it. Okay, but again, System Restore works fine. But you want to have some points to go back to. Like I said, your computer will create some periodically, especially when there's critical updates. But you can manually create them as you go. So every several days or a week or so, if it's running good, then go ahead and create your point. And if you need to go back to that particular stage in time, then you can do it. Okay? that'll be it for this video. We'll see you next time.